Joining us live with some advice is Michael Leibovich from Canadian Corporate Legal Services. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Tiffany. When you decide that you're going to be helping a friend out, that sort of behooves you to do it the right way. And the right way to do it is obviously avoiding misunderstandings. You know, when you know somebody, people get embarrassed. You know, they want to lend money, they want to give you the money, and they feel embarrassed and hesitant about drawing up something in writing. And there's no reason why that has to be.
Now, when you talk about putting this in writing, are you talking about actually going to a lawyer and drawing up a legal contract?
Not necessarily. You don't have to. It depends on the amount of money. Up to a certain point, you can do it yourself. Getting involved in a larger amount of money, the best way to lose a friend or a relative is to just say, here you are, I love you, take this money, don't worry about it. If you truly aren't going to worry about it, then it's okay, it's not a problem.
What are the basics that you should have on a written contract?
Okay, so number one, the first thing you want to do with the contract when you're giving the money, make sure it's either a check or it's a money order. You've got a copy, you've got a date, you've got the amount, there's no mistaking it. You don't have to go thumbing through your bank book and going, I think that's the day that I gave him the money, because that's really going to cause some problems. The second thing you want on a piece of paper is who is it with? It's between me and Fred, or it's between me, Fred, and Kathy, his wife. So you know exactly who it is that's got to repay the money. The third thing is, how long is the term of this loan? Are you giving them for a year? Are you giving them for 6 months? Write down, when is this money due? And the next thing you have to worry about is, what are the consequences should Fred call you up on that day and say, gee, my car broke down, I can't see you for another 6 months. You want to make sure that you're covered with that, so that if there are consequences to it, that they are in writing. So that you say, well, look, I want to help you out, but you have to understand, I need the money as well. If you can't pay it back to me in about a year, I'm going to have to start charging you interest. Obviously, your money cost money. If he had to go someplace else or she had to go someplace else, they would have to pay something. So you can put down a reasonable amount of interest. I mean, whatever you agree on. Let's say 6% or 7% certainly is not unreasonable. Now, what happens if he pays you back with a check and the check bounces? You should have that covered as well. What's he going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? So these are important things. I think this is something you can draw up yourself. You don't need to go to a professional. If it's a larger amount of money, it's not a bad idea. So the basic points to get over are, number one, who are the parties? Number two, what you agreed to? Number three, the amount that was lent. The due date is very important, and what happens if it's not paid.
All right, Michael, very good advice. We've been speaking to Michael Leibovich from Canadian Corporate Legal Services.